Yo, what's up? It's DNA for sure, also known as Lord Homeboy, also known as Lord DNA. I need you guys to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and do all that good shit. Now, this video, I got a request from one of the viewers, one of my subscribers, one of my homies to do this, and it is the pros and cons of smoking weed. Now, I mean, there's only so many positive things about smoking weed. There are probably a lot more, but some of these are not necessarily pros, but they are like good things. They're not, and they don't have to do with actually smoking weed. Okay, so the first pro or good thing about smoking weed, if you smoke weed, it's fairly easy to find in all 50 states if you live in the United States. I'm pretty sure it's probably like that everywhere else as long as you don't live in the fucking middle of the country. And if you do, it's easy to grow. It'll grow by itself if you smoke a lot of mid and you just toss the seeds and stems everywhere. Not the stems, obviously, but the seeds. It'll just grow by itself. Weed grows wild everywhere in the fucking whole world. So, yeah, the next positive thing about it is that if you if you smoke weed and drink alcohol at the same time, then you smoke weed, it leaves a film around your brain that protects your brain from alcohol damage and other chemical damage. So that's pretty fucking awesome. I don't know if you want to Google that or not. Of course, weed reduces the growth of cancer cells. So if you have cancer, that's awesome. I don't think it prevents the growth of cancer cells. So if you don't have fucking cancer and you smoke a lot of weed, that doesn't mean that you're not gonna get cancer. Or we would still have Bob Marley and pretty much a whole bunch of fucking people. I don't know how he fucking died of cancer still. Next, it makes you happy, of course. Weed is a euphoria booster, and it's not like how acid and shrooms do. If you feel like an alcohol, actually, this is the only drug that I know of that maybe coke. If you feel like shit and you're having a fucking bad day, and everything is going horrible in your life, you don't go home and eat a whole bunch of acid. You don't go home and take hallucinogens. You don't eat shrooms because it's gonna make you have a bad trip. If you have something deep down in your mind subconsciously and you're just feeling really shitty, weed can instantly make you feel better. I forgot all about that until maybe a couple years ago. I left my phone uh, over in one of the homies' house, and I was fucking heated because she wasn't answering the phone, and I really didn't trust her like that, so I thought she stole it or did some shady shit on purpose, but I dropped it. Um, but when I hit the weed, I was like instantly didn't give a fuck, and I actually felt kind of good. So yeah, that's good. Next is I don't know what this word is. Hold on, I'm sorry. I don't know. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Shit. I don't know. But the next thing is there's a lot of different types of weed. Just like everything else, there's a lot of different types of kushes and perps, indicas, sativas. So if you don't like one, you can always find another. Now, a lot of people don't have fucking varieties. A lot of people get the same fucking weed and sell you the same weed for fucking months at a time because either they got a pound or they know the person that grows and they only have fucking one kind of strand or whatever the fuck. But there's different types. You have your purple, and they all do fucking different things. You have your inspirational weeds. You have the weed that makes you fucking stick to the couch. You have the weed that makes you fucking hallucinate. You have the weed that makes you just want to fuck. You have the weed that makes you want to, create. The weed that makes you good at intellectual things and, all kind of things that can come out of smoking different kinds of weeds. And it's always a surprise. It's usually pleasant. And variety and spicing your life up with variety, it always makes everything better. So yeah, that's awesome. Um, oh yeah. The next thing that's good about weed is that it brings people together. When I was hanging out with I don't even remember who the fuck it was. I think it was the homie Mike. He was like, dude, I think it was this quiet or something. He was like, dude, there's like 6 dudes in here, and I'm pretty sure that we all wouldn't be hanging out right now. You know, if it wasn't for weed, because we were all we were all different people, and it was all dudes, and there was no females, and that's not like super weird. But a lot of us didn't know each other. It was only like 3 of us that knew each other, and the other people brought their friends or some shit like that. So that was cool. That's cool. It connects people that wouldn't usually hang out with each other. Oh, next, a pro of smoking weed, it doesn't give you a fucking hangover. It usually doesn't. Like, if you have some really shitty weed and you smoke it and you come down and you have a headache, or you get high as fuck and you go to sleep and you wake up, yeah, you might feel a little heavy or you might feel fucking extra refreshed, but you're not gonna be fucking sick and sensitive to light and sounds and shit like that, so that's awesome. Another aspect is how much it connects you to the spiritual world if you believe in it. You know, some people smoke weed and they see fucking ghosts. Some people smoke weed and they just want to meditate and think about God and connect with God. And you know, some people smoke weed and they fucking have super fucking psychic powers after. I haven't experienced, you know, just being instantly psychic. But, you know, being really sensitive to energies and stuff like that, you know, that's always that can be pretty cool if that's what you're into. Next is that weed can stimulate your mind to the point where you're creative, and you know it can become a crutch eventually, but that helps a lot. You know, sometimes I drink before I fucking write, so I can relax and tap into that part of my brain. But you know, it can help you to be more creative. Um, fuck. The next one, I wanted to have 10. I don't remember I don't know what this fucking word is. It just says, I think it says, I don't know if it's an M or an L and a I. I don't know. Whatever. Um, another thing about weed, another thing about weed is when you combine it with other drugs, it boosts the other drugs. If you smoke weed with Molly or alcohol or coke or anything else, it usually enhances the effects of it, or it'll just make you feel fucking good. You know, that'll make you feel really fucking good. It'll like fucking massage your blood and make you feel good. All right, next are the cons. The first con is obviously it's a drug, so you get drug tested for it, you might not be able to get a certain kind of job, and that fucking sucks. Next is it's illegal. Yeah, it's a drug in a lot of states still. It's not decriminalized in a lot of states still. Um, Next is, you know, the fact that yeah, weed is a plant, and you know, it's a fucking drug. It's a mind control substance. You can use weed to control people's minds, and you can use weed to lose control of your own mind. It alters your fucking thought, and it makes you do and feel things that are not natural for you to feel all the fucking time. It warps your perception, it warps your personality sometimes, and it's a fucking drug, whatever the fuck you may think. You know, it's a drug because it can heal you. It has municipal purposes, and that's what this fucking word was, MED. It can be used as a medicine and cures for a lot of things. So it's a fucking drug, you know? Um, Drugs have side effects. The side effects are can be a con sometimes. It can be a con. One of those side effects that can be a con is the fact that you get the fucking munchies. That's one of the ways that my mom always knew that I was high. When I was high, when she fucking knew I was high. But I could come in and not say shit to her. I come in, don't take off my shoes, don't take off my backpack, don't even take off my music, come in rapping out loud. Okay, even if I didn't do that, if I was high, I would always hit the fucking refrigerator or the cabinets first. Go in my room, turn the music on, whatever the fuck, go outside, smoke a cigarette. But if you can't afford to have the munchies and fucking eat like a 400-pound fucking fat woman, which if you are a 400-pound fat woman, there's nothing wrong with that, whatever. But if you can't afford to eat a lot, like 3 pounds of food, fucking 5 times a day because you smoke weed all day, that can be detrimental. That can be a con. How much more that you eat, it's gonna make you gain weight. It's gonna make you less potent. I think weed makes you more potent actually, but it makes you gain weight, and you're just gonna be spending more money on food, junk food, snacks, and normal food, and that can be bad. Next is the fucking withdrawal. Sometimes you don't want to eat when you don't smoke weed. The withdrawal gets so bad you don't want to fucking talk to anybody. You don't want to interact with the opposite sex, especially. Some people get depressed. People lose their appetite. I said that like 3 times. You can't sleep sometimes. You can't fucking concentrate. You can't think straight. You feel like you're missing something. You get fucking bored and shit. That's a part of being depressed. You get fucking depressed. A lot of people do. You know, if you are, even if you're not addicted or mentally addicted, you can become addicted to weed. Even if you're not, it still can happen. You're not immune to it. You're not a fucking superhero. Next, of course, yeah, smoking is the worst way that you can. Smoking is the worst way that you can ingest medicine. According to doctors. So you having to smoke, yeah, it fucks up your lungs. It can restrict your performance if you're an athlete, or just walking up fucking stairs. It fucks up your circulation. It gives you head rushes. You smoke too much weed when you stand up too quick and walk across the room and you start seeing fucking stars and blood rushes to your head and shit. That's a con. Having a fucked up circulation and respiratory systems. So yeah, that's fucked up. Next, it can be a crutch for all the awesome things that it can give you and enhancements that it can give you. It can be a crutch. It can become a dependency. It can become something unhealthy. The people who can't write, the people who can't record in the studio, the people who can't freestyle or paint or pick out a nice outfit unless they're high as fuck. That's fucked up. You're getting to that point right there. Next, the least favorite thing besides it making me fucking super paranoid, which is another con. I don't like how fucking sleepy weed makes me after I smoke weed, wait 30 minutes, and eat. That I have to prevent myself from eating as long as possible to get anything done after I smoke. Even if I eat before, I just want just a little bit of something. And that little bit of something can knock me out and make me very unmotivated. So unless I just got done eating a fucking Thanksgiving meal and I smoke a fucking half a joint, smoke a cigarette, which is a con, it can make you very sleepy and unmotivated. Another pro that I just thought, you can use weed to stop smoking cigarettes and you won't necessarily have to smoke weed all day, but that's your own choice. Next is I'm not sure if anybody has had a bad trip or somebody blew their high when they were high as shit, but that is a fucking horrible feeling. You get all anxious and you fucking shake and you can't hold your head straight and you fucking feel dehydrated, and it's like your body is rejecting the weed, and it's a fucking shitty ass feeling. You get a fucking headache, you get moody, you just want to fucking lay down and be by yourself. I mean, it's not like a bad trip when you're on acid, but that is like basically what it is. A blown high is really horrible. I don't know if you've gotten pulled over by the police and you lost it, and you fucking somebody was just acting an ass, or you knew you were going to go to jail but you end up not going to jail. Anything, you losing something, somebody coming in the house and fucking just bitching and fucking bringing down the mood and shit. Especially when you're anxious. That's the worst bad blown high that you can have. So those are my pros and cons of smoking weed and, not smoking weed. I don't think I said anything about not smoking weed. But yeah, it's Lord DNA for sure. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and do all that good shit, man. Peace.